this deck of the week. We're here again with just me on the feature because I have so many decks personally I want to show you, and also I really just want to get with videos posted up on all my socials like Aether Hub. So today I have what I call the "Fuck You Pay Me" deck. It is with Agnes the Lash. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're losing ourselves. We're losing ourselves. Boom. And it's with Agnes the Lash. Forgot my hotkeys there. Agnes is a commander with whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. So what we're doing with Agnes is this. We're playing creatures with haste. We're playing our commander. We're swinging to get tapped treasure tokens. We're just trying to get as much tapped treasure tokens as possible. But what else we're doing with this and why it's called Fuck You Pay Me is I'm playing a lot of cards, and I guess we'll get into it now with our sorceries, that steal your creatures and give them haste. So if I have my commander out, I then go on my turn, steal your creatures, give them hastes, swing with them, get treasure tokens. So we have, Traitorous Greed, Mass Mutiny, Spreading, a lot of common, cheap ones. We have about like 15, 16 sorceries. Most of them are going to be gain control of X, blah, 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 give it haste, untap it. And what we're doing, again, is stealing your creatures, getting treasure tokens with my commander, and then we're going to play cards like Final Vengeance, where as an additional cost to sack this spell, sack a creature enchantment. Fuck You Pay Me. I take your creature, it attacks, swings at anyone I need it to, and then we'll get rid of it by sacking it as an additional cost for some spells to get exile target creature, like in Eaten Alive or Final Vengeance. Or hey, we got Bone Shards. Additional cost to cast a spell, sack a creature, discard a card, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Well, hey, I just Shackles of Treachery, right there, your creature. I swung, I got my commander out, we get a treasure token, and now we don't need it. Boom, cheap removal and all that. It's a lot of spot removal, a lot of stuff that's kind of funny. I just think it's goofy. It was really more so cards I had lying around the house that I just put together and saw kind of a theme we could do. Reading the card explains the card, Text, gain control of target creature, untap it, it gains haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped creature. It all makes sense. So Crack Open, Shatter Skull Smashing, Faithless Looting, shout out to the Modern Unbanned. Howl of the Horde as a copy, and then Rise of the Dark Realms are kind of going to be our tech pieces and our sorceries. After I kill everyone's creatures, I might just want to take them back, or maybe I need my guys back, whatever the case may be. And then just some quick redraw of Faithless, and then Howl of the Horde is really funny because it can copy some things like, let's say, stuff that's a cheap sack spell or stuff that is a gain control spell, and we got like tons of mana, to spend. Same with Shatter Skull Smashing. We got tons of treasures to invest in. This will pay off. Crack Open is just good for treasure gaining and then destroying anything that's annoying, like your Smothering Tithe. So I guess going into artifacts, which again are going to be our sack outlets mostly, Witch's Oven, Ashnod's Altar, Culling Die are going to be our sack fodder stuff. So again, if I gain control of your creature, we're going to have some stuff. And I think we have an unlimited combo. I'm going to have to check, and I'll put that in the primer notes if we do with Ashnod's Altar in this deck, but there might be. And we don't have the unlimited combo with the Black Cat, Witch's Oven, and all that either, though. But these are just some staple sack spells that are good to have in permanents. Mage Slayer is nice because it's just, if I steal your creature, we'll equip Mage Slayer with it. Hopefully it's an Eldrazi. We're going to swing big and then deal that much damage to target player equal to its power. That's kind of funny. Or to defending player, which again is just kind of hilarious. Tarion Soul Cleaver is really just to put on my commander, and whenever another artifact or creature is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1 on equipped creature. When we sack treasures, boom. We're going to make our commander get big with some commander damage. It all works out. We got Vigilance. Urbrask's Forge is nice. Just gives us tokens, and I believe the tokens have haste. If reading the card explains the card, they have trample and haste. Again, value. Even if I can't steal your creatures, I'm going to have stuff that's going to help me out. Estika's Chariot's just nice again for the tokens, and if we get like Urbrask Forge tokens or anything out, we're going to just get copies. It's kind of a tech piece I haven't really tried out yet, but when we get into a game situation, I want to try it out. Amulet of Vigor, this is a must-need card. It makes all of our, because some treasures now come in tapped. it's going to make our lands and treasures just come in taps. Since a lot of I was using just stuff from around the house, we're not going to have the best of everything. And then Soul Ring. We're not going to have the best of everything, but we will have a Soul Ring. Now moving on to enchantments, just some haste enabler off a Hammer of Perforos. Again, just for our commander. Even if I can't get your creatures, so I'll have to give my creatures haste somehow. I don't know if Mage Slayer on the commander, chat's asking me if Mage Slayer on commander does commander damage. We'll have to amend in the edit if it does, but I don't know. I don't think so. Anyone smarter, let us know. And again, Hammer of Perforos, though, is just good value for getting creatures with haste onto the battlefield for our commander, or giving creatures that I have haste if they don't already have them. Barrage of Expendables is a good card because it's just, again, sack outlet. That's the theme we need. Sack outlet, the theme. Same with Goblin Bombardment, and then Revel in Riches. If we get enough treasures, we hopefully get a win con. So it's kind of just me trying to psych you all out with this card, if anything, or waste your artifact enchantment removal on this, because I don't really care to win the game with it. But yeah. Now, I guess before we get into our creatures, since we did all of our other stuff, instants, again, are just going to be stuff that kind of helps extra combat, untap, blah, 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 with Word of Seizing. Deadly Dispute, again, another quick sack outlet when I steal your creature. Sack a creature artifact is just additional cost to cast this spell. Draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. This hits really nasty. I get Agnes out. I use, like, let's say Word of Seizing, steal your creature, swing with it, and then after everything, I need to re-up on cards. We'll Deadly Dispute, draw 2 cards, we'll get some treasures, and we still might have some options with all the treasures. You see where I'm going with this? Same with Village Rites again. Additional cost, sack the spell, cast the spell, sack a creature, and then draw 2. Additional cost, cast the spell, sack artifact, or discard a card, draw 2. This is kind of more just one side on me. If we don't really have answers, we'll demand answers with that. Second Harvest is nice. For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. So again, like Essica's Chariot, these cards are going to be good with our treasure tokens. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create two green cat creature tokens. Whenever it attacks, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. So we'll create tokens of our treasures, or we could do that with Second Harvest. Okay. Great Train Heist. I just pulled this card, so I just decided to put it in, but it just gives us extra combat step, basically. Gives first strike to our creatures, or choose target opponent. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to that player, create a tapped treasure token. Again, kind of just fit me on theme. Yo, Link, stick around. You'll see. You'll get definitely inspired. Especially in the Discord, if you're in the Decklist chat, what commanders to build and stuff. And Deck of the Week is a good feature. Go to our YouTube !YT. Go to the playlist section, and you'll see any of the decks featured there if you want to get some inspo. So moving on to our creatures. I got stuff that was really more so, I guess we'll start in order of helping us with treasures. Peregrine Took is nasty. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food are created instead. And I think we have them in back here. It just works really well with Chatterfang. But if one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 green squirrels are created instead. The thing is, if you have tapped treasures, Chatterfang squirrels are going to come in tapped too. Fool of a Took! Professional Facebreaker is just nice. When we steal your creatures, we're going to attack with them anyways, and then we're going to get some treasure love with that. Same with Zorn. Zorn is if you would create one or more treasure tokens instead, create that many plus an additional treasure. So we're getting some Chatterfang, Peregrine Took-like effects. Gadrak, I haven't really put him in. He's kind of more of a for science type card in this. He can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts. We'll have the treasure tokens. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died this turn, meaning when I sacked your creatures, did the fuck you pay me combo. Hopefully he pops off. Kalane, again, it's also a more recent card. I see it's just used in a lot of lists. It's good. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on them for each mana spent from a treasure spent to cast them. So we cast 5 treasures to cast a creature. It'll enter with 5 +1s on it. You see what I'm saying? Pretty nasty. Black Market Tycoon, he's just treasure juicing. Even though we'll lose 2 damage for each treasure we control, he's just treasure juicing, okay? And he's a kitty cat. Now, for the rest of our creatures, our sack outlets. Viscera Seer is nasty. I think it's Viscera Seer. Ashnod's Altar maybe gets into a limited combo. I forget. Whatever, guys. I digress. This is a funny card in Magic history. There's a printed upside down version that's serialized that warned us about serialized cards to come. If you look up Viscera Seer, serialized card or whatever. This is just nice. Sack a creature, scry 1, free sack outlet on a 1-drop. That's even better in my opinion than Ashnod's Altar. Skullport Merchant is just pay 2, sack a creature or treasure, draw a card, good value right there. And when it enters, we get a treasure token. And it's a 4 body. That's a nice defender on the floor. Vraska, the Silencer, we pulled this recently. I was like, oh, we gotta put it in. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent control dies, meaning when I take your creatures and kill it, you may pay 1. If you do, return that card to the battlefield tapped under your control. Thank you, come again. It's a treasure token with sack this artifact. Add 1 mana of any color and it loses all other card types. So I'm going to kill your creatures, use Vraska, pay 1, get your guys, and boom, get them as treasure tokens again. You see the crazy value? Warren Soul Trader, pay 1 life, sack another creature, create a treasure token. Again, another card we pulled like with Vraska, or it was meant to go in the deck I was trying to do. So that's that for our creatures that synergize as far as like sacrificing and treasure making. And the rest for our haste makers. Froghemoth from D&D, trample haste, just good. Enduring Courage, shout out Meat Juices, Hida Kenshiro, regular contributor to the Pack Boys Nation. Recommended this card, we pulled the Glimmer, so we put it in. Whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +2 and gains haste until end of turn. That's big. And if it dies, it just comes back as an enchantment. Xenagos, God of Rebels. It just gives something haste in +X/+X, where X is that creature's power. He's amazing. Reckless Lackey, I decided to just throw in. Same with Razorkin Horde Caller, kind of last minute, last night. Just cheap haste value stuff. And whenever you attack, create a 1/1 red gremlin creature token. I thought that was really cool. Undead Sprinter, again, a card we pulled on stream where I was like, gotta go in, fits the build, fits the theme. You can cast it from your graveyard if a non-zombie creature died, meaning when I killed your guy. If you do, Undead Sprinter enters with a +1 counter on it. And then Urbrask the Hidden, my creatures got haste, yours under tapped. And then tech cards, whenever you create or sack a token, opponent loses a life with Mirkwood. Darkstar Augur is just nasty because we're just going to get some extra card draw value and we'll offspring it to get 2 at the cost of losing life from the card's mana value, but whatever. Anara Wolvid Familiar, as long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. This is just really annoying to keep around. And then Goblin Anarchomancer. Red green spells have 1 generic mana less to cast, okay? Life in the big city, guys, let me tell you. I think the deck is good. Overall, our lands are just pretty basic. We got. I try to go a theme with for our basics with the Innistrad. If I had really cool ones in foil or anything. As far as like tech pieces, nothing too crazy. Since we're using treasures, I don't really have a lot of land in this. I feel like we're under 30 land in this maybe. But Fountain Port was really cool. Sack a token. Meaning our treasures, we get to turn that into our tokens into draw. Pay 1 life, create a 1/1 blue fish creature token. Who doesn't want a fish? Or you could pay 4 and create a treasure token. So I just thought Fountain Port again. It's a card we pulled on stream. Oh, it has to go in the deck. So Kenzan, Crucible of Defiance, just saw around the house, had to throw it in. And then the rest is just all nothing too crazy to write home about. You'll see in the deck list in the YouTube description. So make sure you see the YouTube side when it gets uploaded. That is my deck of the week. That is Fuck You Pay Me. Closing thoughts. The deck does seem good in theory. Sounds great. But you really need to know your mulligans. And it doesn't have a lot of responses outside because I have like 15 to 16 sorceries. We might be able to thin on stealing creatures stuff in lieu of adding things that might help the board and be more meta. as far as like removal creature base or just, you know, in Commander you want to have a lot of spells, at least 15 instants, which we don't have, but you want like 15 instants that are gonna like do something to help your advantage or the player board, like the players around you's advantage, so that you could take it away from them later on, stuff like that. So again, I think it's good. Chat seems to like it. We could add in a trading post. Yeah, we could do that. Like I said, with this build, I just wanted to highlight, like, we could do steal your creatures, give them haste, and then play spells to sack them, kind of all over spot removal. Really annoy your opponents. I don't know how crazy broken this is on a power level scale. Again, we could put in, maybe you can mix and match your favorite cards, go really ham. I'll have to play this with the Pack Boys Nation. We'll see. I know Zenith. I think you might have some more lower power decks or mid power, so we'll definitely get into some more casual games with it and see what happens. So again, that's Deck of the Week. Really appreciate you all for checking out what I got. When the video's uploaded on YouTube, you'll see the deck lists and all that. So.